Genesis chapter 6. Human wickedness. When the human race had spread all over the world, and the daughters were being born, some of the heavenly beings saw that these young women were beautiful, so they took the ones they liked. Then the Lord said, I will not allow people to live forever. They are mortal. From now on, they will live no longer than 120 years. In those days, and even later, there were giants on the earth who were descendants of human women and the heavenly beings. They were the great heroes and famous men of long ago. When the Lord saw how wicked everyone on earth was and how evil their thoughts were all the time, he was sorry that he had ever made man and put them on the earth. He was so filled with regret that he said, I will wipe out these people I have created, and also the animals and the birds, because I am sorry that I made any of them. But the Lord was pleased with Noah. This is the story of Noah. He had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Noah had no faults and was the only good man of his time. He lived in fellowship with God, but everyone else was evil in God's sight, and violence had spread everywhere. God looked at the world and saw that it was evil, for the people were all living evil lives. God said to Noah, I have decided to put an end to all mankind. I will destroy them completely, because the world is full of their violent deeds. Build a boat for yourself out of good timber. Make rooms in it and cover it with tar, inside and out. Make it 133 meters long, 22 meters wide, and 13 meters high. Make a roof for the boat and leave a space of 44 centimeters between the roof and the sides. Build it with 3 decks and put a door in the side. I am going to send a flood on the earth to destroy every living being. Everything on earth will die, but I will make a covenant with you. Go into the boat with your family, your sons, and their wives. Take into the boat with you a male and female of every kind of animal and of every kind of bird, in order to keep them alive. Take along all kinds of food for you and for them. Noah did everything that God had commanded. Now, as you can see from Genesis chapter 6, it talks about the story of Noah. But first of all, we saw how God had to regret creating man because of the evil that men were doing, and how the heavenly beings were procreating with the daughters of the human race, and God wasn't pleased. And at that time, he now decided that human would live no longer than 120 years. So if you remembered from chapter 5, where we read about the descendants of Adam and how long they lived, you could now see the reason why God decided to cut short the lives of men. Because of their wickedness, he was no longer pleased with the way they were living, and decided that he wouldn't want to see them live that long on earth. So he shortened their lifespan, and then something happened. In the midst of all this chaos came Noah, who God saw to be a worthy servant of his. Like the Bible recorded, he was the only good man of his time, the only person that does things that pleased God. So God set him aside and gave him clear instructions on what to do. Told him to build a ship that will save his life and that of his family. Now, this passage illustrates the same thing that we discussed in the last passage, where we talked about obeying God's command. If you obey God's command and live by his rules, he's always going to protect you, he's always going to be with you, and he's always going to guide you. God always protects those who obey him and punish the evil ones. And Genesis chapter 6 showed us how much God can do, or the length he can go in punishing people that have decided to do things the way he hasn't planned them, or the way he hasn't allowed them to be done. So as you move on today, in whatever you do, always try as much as you can to do that which would please God. Peace be still.